Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Fiery Moon, here to do the new moon reading. You guys know it's not specific to any zodiac sign. It's really just a check on the energy that is going on around us with in regards to the new moon. So as always, you guys know the spiel: take what resonates and leave the rest. Know that it is just energy. So this is, you guys hear me set the intentions for, what, the new moon, may bring for us. As always, time is fluid. Energy could be vice versa or interchangeable. And just, more importantly, just know your story, know your energy, and your timeline. So with that being said, we're gonna jump right in. I am using the Moonology deck. And let's see what comes out for today. So in regards to the new moon, what messages do we need for the collective? This is the new moon, and it is a solar eclipse in Gemini. We have the sun, the moon, and Mercury in Gemini, along with the North Node. Most of the alignments are still the same: Venus and Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Pisces. Along with Neptune, we have Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus in Taurus, and Pluto in Capricorn. And Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury are all retrograde right now. So we do have that Mercury retrograde energy going on. But we're gonna see what's going on for the collective. What messages do we need for the collective in regards to this new moon energy? The new moon is the, beginning of a cycle. Look, just as I'm talking. But also, keep in mind that we do have Mercury retrograde. So although it is a new moon, Mercury retrograde speaks to, it's a review of the past situations. People, places, and things may come up, to see, do you really want something new? Is there something that, you may need to change? Is there something that you need to, look at again? So that when Mercury goes direct, you could have, a lesson learned, pass the test, or ultimately, know how to, not repeat, the same mistakes that, from the previous cycle. But, let's see what the new moon has for us. I am going to be digging down deeper into, like, the aspects of, the way the planets are, working with each other. But I'm, have to be student and teacher at the same time. So I'm, still learning all of that myself. Even though, I focus a lot just on the individual energy per planet, I'm starting to, dig a little deeper into, how they work with each other. But let's see what this new moon energy is like. What messages do we need for the collective in regards to this new moon? Tap into the energy. I'm gonna do one more. Let's see what's going on. So the bottom of the deck says, New Moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. So although we're in the New Moon in Gemini, you know, Libra is its sister sign. It's the cardinal air sign. And the New Moon in Libra isn't until Libra season. So how can I put this? This, you know, the energy that is conducive right now, you know, in regards to this new moon, whether it's in regards to love for some of you, it could just be anything. It doesn't have to be romantic. You may, you know, not actually see it. You know, you could have set the intentions now with this moon, and, you know, it may not come until the new moon in Libra, when we're not in this mutable, you know, air energy. Because I am feeling like, you know, the Justice card off of this here. And then up under that, we have the full moon in Aquarius. Which is in... what is that? Is that... we got Cancer, Capricorn. The full moon in Aquarius is Leo season. So between Leo season and Libra season, this could, you know, be playing out for some of you. Between that, and I believe we have 2 full moons in Aquarius and Leo season. So brace yourself. But whatever this energy is, you know, it could be, you know, with this new moon, you could be setting intentions. If you set the intentions to bring in, you know, love, a relationship, for some of you, you know, it may come by the new moon in Libra. But between the full moon in Aquarius and the new moon in Libra, it's almost like you'll be I don't know why I want to say like that. Okay, so if you planting the seeds now with this new moon, by Leo season, you would have, you know, watered it, is what I'm feeling. You know, by the full moon in Libra, you'll have released what needed to be released, because that's what the full moons are about. And, you know, you could have, you know, like I said, watering your seeds, almost tending to that garden, so that by the new moon in Libra, you know, that new cycle. And like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic, but Libra is, you know, partnerships. It could be in business. It could be in love. It could be in friendship. Libra represents, you know, it's the relationship house. It's how you relate. You could be coming up with a new way of relating to something, person, place, or thing, you know. But let's see what comes out. What messages do we need in regards to this new moon energy? So we have, first of all, there's a lot of full moon energy out here, which is, you know, letting me know that something may need to be released. And you know, depending on where you are in the timeline, you know, a lot of this stuff, you know, could have happened already for you. Or you'll be releasing with these energies as we go along. You know, But we have your dreams need a practical plan, which is the full moon in Taurus. Then we have these two that came out together. A fiery climax approaches, the full moon in Aries, and look at the bigger picture, the full moon in Sag energy. And then we have the supermoon, emotions are running high, which I definitely feel that energy. And then bottom of the deck says a time to give rather than take, the new moon in Virgo. So, some of you, like I said, with all of this full moon energy, there's something that you need to release. For some of you have already done this. Just looking at what has already passed for us, the full moon in Taurus was in Scorpio season last year. We just had the full moon in Sag. And the full moon in Aries, was in between both of these. So, if this is past energy for you, some of you could be on these 3 timelines in which you had released what needed to be released. And like I said, with this being Mercury retrograde, you could be in review of the things that, maybe with the full moon in Taurus you were, fixated on. If you still have to release this, what you were maybe previously fixated on, there's still something there in regards to your dreams needing a practical plan, because Taurus is fixed energy. So there's something in regards to, like it says, your dream, something that you maybe wanted to put into action, or, needed to actually put a plan in. Some of you could have put this plan into action with the full moon in Taurus. And then with the full moon in Aries, I feel like you tried to start something, or you wanted to start something in the full moon in Aries, but then you kind of pulled back. And now, as we've just had the full moon in Sagittarius, it's like you're taking another look at it. So with this full moon cycle, for some of you it could be, very emotional, a very emotional time, because maybe you're seeing, with looking at the bigger picture, like I feel almost like a change of plans. Yeah, I feel like there's a change of plans. And then with this new moon in Virgo, like a time to give rather than take, the new moon in Virgo is coming up in Virgo season. And then it'll be followed by that new moon in Libra. So this new moon here is almost just like hold up, like a pause, I feel. So whatever intentions you may be setting right now, it feels like to me like you need to be sure. It's like you almost want to be sure. But with the emotions are running high with this super moon energy, you could just be what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't want to say overly emotional, even though they are running high. It's like almost a check of your emotions, check on, check in with what you're feeling. I just keep feeling like I want to say just make sure, because like I feel there's like I said, a change of plans. For some of you. Let's see. I'm going to be using the Urban Tarot to clarify some of this. So let's see. These cards are so big. What messages do we need in regards to this full moon energy? Or look at me talking about full moon. New moon energy. For the collective. What messages do we need in regards to this new moon? And this spread for the collective. Here's that change I was talking about. The Tower. What messages do we need? What made me use this deck last night was I was laying in bed, and I was like, I gotta do my new moon reading. So I said I'll do it, when I get up. And I kept seeing this card. And for some reason it was just reversed, and I don't have reversals in this deck. Messages do we need in regards to this energy and spread for the new moon as it pertains to the collective? What messages do we need? So bottom of the deck we have the Five of Swords, which is defeat. Which is, giving me the energy of like, I don't know why this energy keeps coming up. Like, it's almost like a giving up, feeling defeated, a hopeless energy, like all is lost. But because it's swords, I feel like you could be telling this to yourself. Because up under that, we have the Ace of Wands with the Four of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So not, it's almost like your mind is getting the best of you. That this new beginning, the Four of Wands represents, stability. And the Nine of Cups is your personal happiness, like feeling like almost like it's not attainable. Or that, it's evading you in a way. But I think it's just your mind telling you that. And it could be because we are in this, this mutable air energy with Mercury in retrograde, which is why the new cycle, at least, for me, I feel like it makes sense that the new cycle, won't begin until we're in that cardinal air energy, until we're sure we know. Like I said, it's the Justice card. There's some, balancing that needs to happen before this new stuff comes in. So with you setting your intentions with this new moon, it's like you need to be sure. You need to get, as hard as it may be, it's not a rush, but take the time out to, see. It's almost like I feel like, needing to see something from all angles, and not letting, whether your emotions are getting the best of you, not letting them get the best of you. But also acknowledging what you feel. Because off of this energy, I feel like, the Seven of Cups, like emotionally overwhelmed. And the Seven of Cups represents options. Like it's almost like not knowing which way to go. So let's see, what messages do we need in regards to this energy and spread for the new moon? Here we have the Nine of Swords, which is, that mental, like anxiety, like sleepless nights, worry, fear. It's almost like, especially coming up under this, your dreams need a practical plan. It's like you fear that, like I said, like your dreams aren't real. Like what you want is not attainable. And then with the Three of Cups at the bottom, it represents, like celebrations and, comings together. Like, it's like you fear that things won't come together. Like I said, like, but it's all because of, with the Prince of this, like, how you're looking at it, because this is like the Page of Pentacles, and this also speaks to, like Mercury retrograde and, needing to look at something from a different perspective, needing to, review whatever it is for you, because it is earth energy. So here those two actually, like came out, yes. And like I said, with a fiery climax approaches, it was like you were ready to take off and do something, or at least you made a plan. But because of the fear and, whatever that Nine of Swords is for you, fear, anxiety, worry, it's like you knew what you wanted, and then it's kind of like you backed off. And now, like I said, it's seeing something. It's like now you're actually seeing, like, oh, with the full moon in Sagittarius, looking at the bigger picture, like, oh, what I want, I can get that. Like, I can have it. And as the star, I'm going to reach for it. You know, I'm going to go after this. Because, you know, the star is hope, faith. You know, no matter what situation that you may be in or what's going on around you, what you want, you can still attain with the star energy. And like I said, you need to, you know, with the night of this, you know, you need to, you know, take it slow. You can't rush a gourmet meal. You can't rush through it. So it's almost like in regards to this, emotions is running high. Like, get stable emotionally first, because that's like the Knight of Pentacles. He's the slowest moving knight, but he's also very patient and practical. And, you know, takes his time. Because like I said, with the Three of Wands, what you want is attainable. With the Three of Wands, that's, you know, being, you know, future focused and, you know, almost ready to do that with the Three of Pentacles, ready to build on that. But you don't become a gourmet chef, you know, overnight. So it's like, don't put that burden on yourself that it has to, like, you have to move fast or do it quickly. It's like, settle your emotions first. Like I said, take into account what you feel, but don't let that be like your driving force. Under cruelty, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is, like I said, it's like you're feeling, coming out with the Nine of Swords, that this is not attainable. This Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning, that, you know, whether it's instability, you know, being practical. Maybe you feel like your dreams are too big, but this is clearly saying, like, it's you feeling that way. And it's ultimately affecting your happiness. You know, you're feeling like what you want is too big, and it's not. You just have to, you know, be optimistic. And like I said, get solid. Look at how the cups get, you know, solid in your emotions. You can have this. And I don't know why I'm getting what's his name? Bobby Valentino's Slow Down. And it's like, and you know, he says, I was just replaying the lyrics in my mind because I hadn't heard it in a long time. But he said, slow down. I just want to get to know you. And this is like you needing to just slow down and get to know your, you know, your feelings, what you're feeling. Sit in those emotions for a minute. Don't react, you know. Because you want it. You want it, but you just need to think of it. First of all, believe that it's attainable, number one. So we have the Two of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. So for some of you, it is a relationship, you know, but it doesn't have to be. But for some of you with the Two of Cups coming out, it, you know, that speaks to, you know, a connection. With the Eight of Pentacles, that is, you know, wanting, you know, it's almost like, you see how he's looking, like wanting to, you know, put the work in towards this connection, whether it's with yourself or with another person, or, you know, in a job. You know, if it's definitely in regards to a job, it's feeling like you're worrying if it's gonna be, you know, stable for you, if it's gonna bring in the abundance, you know, at least practically, that you want. And it's like, you know, but that's, you're worrying about it with the Nine of Swords. But by seeing the bigger picture, you are seeing that, hey, this can come together and, you know, be successful, because it's something mutually that you feel, whether it's with a person or a job or what you're doing. But it does require, like, you to put in, you know, work for that. It takes time, it takes effort. And some of you could be feeling like time is a factor. But oh my God, and I was just getting ready to say this. This is crazy. Because we have the Seven of Swords at the bottom. So, you know, the Seven of Swords could be, you know, all of these thoughts, whether they're coming from people, places, or things, are coming at you, which is causing you to, like, hold your truth, the Ace of Swords, down. But we have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords, or the Seven of Swords, and from the 9 to the 7 is the 2, which in this deck, you know, it says peace. But, you know, the normal Two of Swords is, you know, like not wanting to look at something, closing yourself off, you know, feeling indecisive. But it's like what you're not seeing with this Two of Swords, and you also see how, like, it's crossing out the sun, is that it's attainable. But like I said, it's gonna require work. It's not just gonna come to you in this Four of Pentacles or Four of Cups energy. You know, you can't just, you know, hope for the best and not do the work. Like, you know, they say faith with no works is dead. It's going to require you to put in the time and effort to get what you want. It's not just gonna come to you. You know, as the Chariot, you have to go after it and use your personal power as the Four of Pentacles to go ahead and fight through whatever strife or struggles that, you know, may come up. It's not gonna be with ease. Let's see. So what came out, we have the Five of Swords, which is what we started with. The Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Alright, so for some of you, this Five of Swords, like I said, coupled with the Knight of Discs and the emotions running high, I'm not surprised to see the Queen of Cups out here. Because it's almost like your thoughts with this, you know, feeling like I said, like there's no way that you can win. You know, it's also telling me that don't let your mind conquer your emotions with this Queen of Cups energy. It's like you have to know how to balance your mental and your emotional. And not almost, you know, like the Knight of Wands is a very flighty, you know, in and out type of in and out type of knight. You know, it's almost like a fly by night. You don't want, you know, that energy. You want, you know, it's like I said, it's not gonna come, you know, overnight. And if you let your mind overpower your emotions, it's like you have to learn the balance in between the two. It's moderation. Yes, you need to be practical, but you also, like I keep saying, take into consideration what you're feeling. Because if you let your mind overpower your emotions, of course your mind is going to tell you like you can't do it. It's you know, it's wishful thinking, but no. And it'll be fleeting. You know, you'll be like, I almost feel like, you know, that energy of like a one-hit wonder with the, you know, with the rock star energy here. And you don't want that. You want something, you know, that is, it's almost like you have to be sure with the Queen of Swords energy, which is the painter. You know, you have to, you know that what you want is attainable. But it also takes, you know, like dedication. You have to really, you know, love what you're in. Love, you know, feel what you're in. Because it doesn't matter whether it's a relationship, a job, or whatever. If you don't feel it, you're not going to be committed to it. This is non-committal energy. It just likes attention, likes to be seen, likes to, you know, like I said, it's very in and out, it's very flighty. But this energy right here is sure. You know, you take the time out, you see the bigger picture, and then you put it, you know, you start working on it. You put it down, you put it on paper. And then with what's under that, we have the Six of Pentacles, which says success. It's like being dedicated, but also being sure. And then, you know, stepping into this Emperor energy and, you know, going for it. You know, creating that order and structure and stability for whatever this is, that whatever type of dream you have. If it's a dream job, dream relationship, dream, any of that, it's going to take work. It's gonna take work. What time are we at? 39 minutes. Some of you, let me just clarify before I say this, just to make sure. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. Because some of you may, because I'm getting like, it says the therapist on this Queen of Cups card, but some of you may truly just need to, you know, talk to someone about what's going on in your mind. Maybe, you know, in regards to, you know, a plan, putting something together, wanting to put something together, wanting to build something. This could also be a person that you want to build with, and it's like you feel like, because we have the Three of Pentacles, so this is collaboration. So if this is someone, or even like your boss, it's like you may almost feel like there's no use in, you know, talking about what's going on. Because with the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Wands, like, this Knight of Cups is the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups mixed together. You see the water and the fire, which would be, you know, like I said, that fly by night, that, you know, very egotistical energy. And it's almost like, if this is in regards to like a relationship, or, you know, just an interest that you have in someone, it's like, how can I put it? It's like an energy of, if this Queen of Cups is a person that you want to build with, or someone that you can see like as a business partner even, it's like, you almost have to, whether it's you or them, resist like the urge to be manipulative. That's the only way I can say it. Because there is a lot of ego here with the Five of Swords, the King of Wands, or the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of ego, which is why this Knight of Cups is looked at as the seducer. It's almost like you're either trying to restrain yourself from being that way if it's you, or if this is them, it's like, they could be in this energy, you know, like blocking out that type of energy, you know, from you. So you're being restricted, or, you know, from even coming at them in that way. You know, I'm just seeing this. It's not to say like that's the situation, but it's like this Queen of Cups can see through this energy here. And if you really wanted to collaborate with them, like, do it for the right reasons. But I feel for the majority of you, it's like you're afraid and letting your mind trip you out that this can come together. So you feel like maybe, you know, the only way for it to come together is to, you know, try to manipulate the situation. And the Seven of Wands is like saying, no, don't do that. Restrain from doing that. If you truly want to move it forward with the Three of Wands, if you truly want, you know, this to be something that can come in for you, resist it. Because this could also be energy that you do to yourself. It's like you manipulate yourself with the Five of Wands, you know, by always feeling like in order for you to obtain or begin something, you know, solid, the beginning foundations, that you have to manipulate it. And that, you know, that is you letting your mind overpower what you feel. It's like you put your feelings to the back burner. And for, you know, with this new moon coming in, especially with this Mercury retrograde, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me say that, but this could be coming up for you to review how you put these limits and restrictions on yourself by not actually doing what you feel, stepping into your true self. Like, you set the intentions, or you try to, you know, like, make a plan, but it's like you always sabotage it, and that would be energy that you're doing to yourself. Like, I don't know why, you know, why that's coming up like that, but I'm only reading, you know, what I see and what I'm feeling. I'm not saying this is you. This could just be someone around you. I don't know, but, you know, take it how it resonates. Take it how it resonates. Alright, we're gonna get the guidance or advice. What am I feeling? Feeling wisdom of the oracle. Because this could just be a pattern that you have where you want to go after something. Get, like, I almost feel like get geeked up and giddy to do it. And then you back up. And then instead of going with what you're feeling, you get into your mind and start trying to manipulate the situation so that it's almost like you don't have to put in the work emotionally. And whatever that is, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's with friends, whether, like, it's like you don't want to emotionally invest, but this situation is like it requires emotion. Because if you don't take into account how it makes you feel, you're not gonna 100% be in it. Anything, whether that's, like I said, a relationship, friends, family, love, working, even if you're trying to start a business. What's the guidance or advice? To the collective. In regards to this energy in the room. I almost feel like it's just a very selfish energy to almost like just get what you want out of it, and then, you know, that's it. You don't want to put in the time, you don't want to put in the effort, you don't want to put in, you know, the emotions, but you still want to, like, be rewarded. So this could be like a pattern that you have that with this new moon, it's forcing you to look at, so that, especially with Mercury retrograde, so that when Mercury goes retrograde or goes direct, you could, you know, break this pattern within yourself, because it's self-sabotaging to you and, you know, the other people that, you know, may truly want to, you know, work with you or invest with you. Like, that is, like I said, there's very, like, egotistical and deceptive energy here. And if you, you know, if you don't, you know, work this out, it's going to, you know, you're just going to repeat the cycle. So it's almost like you have to, you know, say and do what you mean and do what you say. One more. So the bottom of the deck we have Between Worlds, which is like, yeah, it's that wishy-washy energy, like one foot in, one foot out. That's exactly what I feel with being, you know, between worlds. But what's the guidance or advice? Which would explain all of this night energy over here. The only one I don't feel that from is the Knight of Pentacles. Spirit, thank you. So we have Imagine and Round and Round. Like I said, you could dream all you want with the Imagine card. But if you're not willing to clean up this pattern, like I said, you'll just keep repeating the cycle. And it's almost like with Flexible in the Fates, you have to, you know, almost, it's not even so much as compromising, but just having the faith that it can work out the way that you want it to. But it is going to require you to, you know, make some changes, clear some stuff out, because you can have what you imagine. You know, you can have your dreams. And there's a way to have them without like having to, you know, you don't have, it's like you keep not learning the lesson. So it just keeps you in like an endless loop. So like I said with this new moon, just whatever comes up for you, you know, just make sure that you set your intentions for the right reasons. Set them for the right reasons. And I'm going to read this Round and Round card, because this is really sticking out to me. What is it? 25. And let me just say, like, I don't have any major arcanas out here, which is, you know, at least one would come out. But that's, you know, what that's letting me know is, like, this is it. If you don't learn the lesson this time, for some of you, you're going to be stuck in this. And, you know, just recreating the cycle. But you really want, like, out of it. But you gotta do the work. You gotta do the work. Clean it up. So it says, Round and Round. The essential meanings. The spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated. Cycles you are challenged to break. Revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. right, so it says the Oracle's message. The appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear that you've gone backwards, the truth is that you are standing at a higher level, looking down into your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. Mercury retrograde. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdoms and lessons learned. Then it says relationship message. Are you wondering, how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamic with others? Maybe a little too familiar. Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar, but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only different this time, for you've learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious and stay out of the blame game. Prosperity message. If you're in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you are being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is a perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have in your attraction to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be a part of your journey to prosperity. Who helps you navigate? Who sabotages you? Who supports you? What are familiar signs in your responses to them? When you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern of the past, it's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. That's what I'm saying. For some of you, I'm just going to pause right there. Whoever is in this Queen of Cups energy, whoever that may be for you, it says the therapist. You may need to, actually get a therapist, someone that can help you, learn what you're feeling, emotionally, someone that you can talk to. Because I'll say, of all the water signs, Cancer specifically have a way of communicating those, being able to communicate and relay emotions and feelings. I know because I'm one. They have a way of being able to talk about what they're feeling in a way that is, understandable for all. And it's because of that cardinal water. They create and initiate, the ways of feeling and dealing with the, emotions. So for some of you, like I said, you may just need to get a therapist just to have someone to talk to. Or, if, like I said, if this is a person for you, reach out, talk to them if you can. All right, it says it's a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you cannot see on your own. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and cease going round and round. Protection message. Are you refusing to see your own personal responsibility for repeating lessons you don't need to relearn? You have to surrender now to the fact that you are the common denominator in all these repeat performances. Be happy, for this is a wonderful spot to be in. You can now see the cycles that you wish to exit. Once you figure out that you have the power to stop going round and round, you possess the key to your freedom. Be good to yourself. It's not about blame, but accountability. You can have the abundant life filled with love and prosperity that Spirit so wants for you. And, I feel like it's what you want too. So with this new moon, if you take the time, do the work, set your intentions for the right reasons by the new moon in Libra, whatever it is, whether it's a new job, a new relationship, new friendships, new whatever is the new, that's when you'll see it. Okay? So I like that this new moon reading It was very different, but I'm sure it's because of all of the energies that we have at play right now, and everybody is just, you know, with all of this Gemini energy, child, it's a lot. But, you know, I just am the messenger bringing the messages through. And, you know, just like I said, take what resonates and leave the rest. If it's not your story, it's just not, you know, your story. And ultimately, it's not anybody's story. It's just a read on the energy. I just give it, you know, break it down in ways that, you know, is relatable so that you can see, you know, how it may be playing out for you, or it could be playing out for other people. It doesn't even have to be you, but this is just the energy that's at play right now. So again, thank you for tuning in with me. Sending love and light out to you all, and I will see you all on the next one. All right, later.